Hey guys, tonight is a video I've wanted to do since November, but I just haven't been able to pull myself together to do it. We're going to talk about something that's very unpleasant most of us have experienced. Tonight I say goodbye to my dog and companion, demo dog, Little Miss Omen. I affectionately refer to her as Little Miss Omen. If you follow us on this channel, if you follow us on Instagram, or even Facebook, you're well familiar with Omen and all the stuff that we did together. Matter of fact, our YouTube banner shows her going over a broad jump, shows her doing some scent work. I don't know what all, I can't remember what all it shows. But she was a 2-year-old Belgian Malinois, and unfortunately, her life ended way too soon. I think that's one of the things that makes it really difficult to process. But tonight, we wanted to make this video not just for those that are experiencing grief for their pets, but hopefully those that are grieving the loss of family members as well. In my mind, you know, my dog's my family member. A lot of people don't understand how bad you hurt when you lose a dog. But, you know, there's people out there that are dealing with grief, losing parents, losing, you know, children. There's just a lot of loss and suffering during this time. And I just wanted to document mine and talk about how we deal with the grief process in a hope that we can help one of you guys watching. So for those of you that don't know, Omen was, to me, was a once-in-a-lifetime dog. She was bred in Atlanta, Georgia. The breeder actually runs a Rady Canine. He doesn't do a whole lot of breedings. They concentrate primarily on professional detection dogs and dogs that go to, you know, federal agencies and things like that. So I was able to get a really quality Malinois and reach out to them from the beginning, and they said, "Hey, what are your goals?" And when I said what my goals are, I also said, "Hey, I trust you to pick a dog that's going to do the best that in whatever I decide to do with." And my main goal was agility and scent work. I said, obviously, I wanted a personal protection dog, but I also wanted to be able to go into agility and be serious about agility and be serious about scent work. Scent work's a fairly new sport, and I wanted a dog capable of doing everything that professional dogs on the street do for police departments, but in a civilian sport. And they delivered. They delivered big. You know, Omen not only wowed people every time we did demos and scent work, we got to dabbling in disc dog. We hosted an event last year, clean sweep, first place in every category we entered. You know, same thing for agility. We were really prepping her for agility. She was that one dog. When you get that one dog, you know that dog's going to put you on the stage. You're going to win big events. And to me, not only losing her, a dog that had been with me every day for 2 years and has gotten me through some really tough times, but the unfinished goals that we were going to sit together really hit hard. You have anything you want to say?
Well, I think that Omen was a huge part of our family. Yeah. We spent a lot of time with her. Our world revolved around her from the start of the day until the end of the day, every single day. She went on vacations with us. We scheduled family time around her events so that we could spend time together and also include her in those things. We went on specific trips just to take her places and to do things with her, whether it was hiking or scent work to prep her for upcoming events or take her to events themselves. We spent a lot of time with her overall.
Yeah, I try to be the type of person that if we're going to compete in like a scent work venue, I look at what's offered and then I'll find some place I want to go to. So obviously Florida, you don't need many excuses to go to Florida. So we went and competed in a scent work competition in Florida this past summer, and the conditions couldn't have been worse. There was a tropical storm. It was raining the whole time. I mean, literally, we're sitting at the hotel and in the hot tub, which when you do go down the walkway, there's probably a 10-foot drop, and we're inside the hot tub and we can see waves coming up high enough. You know, typically you don't see that type of ocean when you're at Daytona. So it was just really horrible conditions. We went down there, we competed on a farm in the Everglades. And not only did she pass every run, qualified every run, she placed every run, which speaks to the genetics and the caliber of training and time that we invested in her. And, you know, I left there and I couldn't have been happier with her. Looking back, one of the things I wish I'd done is I wish I'd just stuck around. And when they said, hey, do you want to go into the next category and level up and keep pushing, I kind of wish I just pushed and done a little bit more.
I think that goes into the stages of grief right there, the I wishes or the things that we could have done differently or the things that we could have changed to make the outcome more appeasable to us. This video is about grief today and about how we deal with grief. There's several stages of grief, and I think we've been through all the stages at this point. It started with anger and denial. I think that we were both very shocked in what happened and very upset. I think I cried more and you were more angry and mad in the beginning couple of days. And that took us into the next phase of what could we have done differently? Where did we mess up? And just the what ifs like you were just talking about. After that, we went into just backtracking and going through videos and going through photos and just looking at all of the time that we've had together, going back on trips, going back on clients' videos, using her as the demo dog in those, and just laughing and crying and getting out all of the anger and resentment and just feelings that we had going on. I think we both went through a stage of depression with that. I mean, it is the 2020 pandemic at that time, and we were already struggling with having to be inside all the time and changing our routines and not being able to train as much and not being able to have people in the club to train and bring her out more. We spent some time going and backtracking and thinking, you know, over that 7-day period of her going from this amazing dog who could have done anything we wanted her to do to losing her. And it just took a toll on us, and I'm sure it will take a toll on you, losing a family member, losing a pet. The biggest thing that I think we want to do here is encourage people to reach out, to talk to somebody about it, not bottle it up, because we had each other in that time, and that was really good, but we couldn't really talk to anybody or didn't feel like anybody wanted to hear our story or cared about what we were going through. Because to a lot of people, it's just a pet, but in our eyes, she was a avid family member and one that was going to make us reach goals that we have always wanted. One of those national championships that we changed our own wedding date to be able to attend.
Yep.
To attend that event. So we went through each stage. We went from anger to figuring out what we could have done differently or trying to do differently, and then the depression stage, and then finally an acceptance stage. During that stage, we found ourselves talking about the situation more, trying to help other people out. We had one club member do something really great for us. That was, she took a personal picture that we had posted of Omen, and she actually painted it by hand. In this photo, you will see Omen, and she just presented herself so well. Like she just thought that she was the best at things. You could see it in the picture that she owned it. In the background are her ribbons from the one and only event that we actually got to take her to. The one where
Scentwork event, yeah.
Yeah, that you talked about, her placing in each one of the categories, and qualifying in every single run. So we definitely want to say thanks to her for making us this, and this is just one of the many things that we can do for ourselves, or somebody else could do for us to help us remember things that were such a crucial part of our life.
And in case you're wanting to know, who made this. Stacy Higdon is an artist out of Owensboro, Kentucky. She painted this for us. She's a very talented individual. I'm sure that if you look her up on Facebook, I think she does have an art page. Mm-hmm. If not, if you're interested, I can help you get in contact with her. But I just want to say thanks to Stacy for this. It's going to probably go up in the new training building once the training building is built, along with her ribbons. Because memorializing a lost person or a dog is one way that we get through grief. When you lose a family member, typically they do a memorial of life, and you go to the burial. I asked for a necropsy, so I didn't get a body back. So the only way we have to say goodbye is through this video.
Yeah. So I just want to take this moment to ask you guys that if you've been through something similar or you're currently going through this, that you post it below. Let us know your thoughts, your feelings, what helped you get through this, because it will probably help us, but it can also help a lot of other people out there that are going through the same thing. It is tough. It took us months to get to this point, and we just really want other people to be able to get through this as tough as it was on us. That's the biggest thing we can ask is helping somebody else.
Yeah, there's a saying, and a lot of you know, last year or the year before, I did do a video on life lessons learned from dogs. My background is I'm a drug and alcohol counselor. She works in the medical field. We see people deal with grief, and grief often leads to a lot of issues. And one of the sayings we have in my field is we help ourselves by helping others. So, there's just something to be said about helping someone. The pleasure that you get from actually helping a person that's struggling or trying to get through a tough time. Somebody's truly trying to help themselves and get better. And because sometimes all we really need is for somebody to just figuratively or physically pick us up, knock the dust off our shoulders, and say, hey, you've got this, and you're going to get through this. And it does help. So we would love to hear from you if you've been through this, if you're struggling. Last year, there was a lot of loss by a lot of people. And, we just wanted to reach out and talk about how we deal with grief. The most important thing is to get up day in, day out, keep doing your routine, and keep pushing forward. One of the best things for depression is actually getting out there and getting physically active. Medicine cannot duplicate the endorphins that are released that we get through exercise. So, just getting out walking, just walking a couple blocks if you're not physically capable of running, doing something, get those endorphins going, get out, get some fresh air, release the stress, and just keep pushing through. And know that if you need somebody to talk to, write it down below and we'll respond. Is there anything else you'd like to say before we...
I want to talk about some godsends that came our way during this time. We struggled a lot in the beginning trying to decide if you wanted to continue dogs. Yeah. I sat back and I supported you trying to be the level-headed one, and you were very hot-headed and very upset and contemplated quitting dogs altogether. Mm-hmm. We have gained some new family members that I would love for everybody else to hear about. We have 2 that I think were sent our way just for us. I think that although Omen was amazing, we have some new, and I don't want to call them replacements, but new additions to our family that I think were put there just for us.
Yeah, so it's funny how life is. A couple days actually before Omen passed, my agility coach reached out to me about a Malinois that was already doing agility. And I was like, wow, at this point, I was just wanting Omen to get better, and I was going to limit her. My thought process was, she's had to have surgery. She's had to do this. I'll just do detection with her and do agility with this new dog. But then I lost Omen, and I wanted to get rid of dogs altogether, not have another dog, not want to deal with the pain, not even want to train dogs. I wanted to just shut down the business and do something else. Um, but I truly enjoy scent work and detection. You probably know from these channels. That's primarily what I talk about. And then once again, the original breeders of Omen reached out and said, "Hey, we've got a dog that is a male German Shepherd, totally opposite of what you had, and he'll be great in detection." He was actually handpicked for detection. I'm not going to go too much into him. I'm actually going to introduce him in another video. But, you know, they said the best thing to do is kind of go total opposite of what you had, because you won't be comparing them. And those two have really kind of filled a big hole in her heart. I think an old lieutenant of mine said it best, that you're only going to get over your last canine partner when you get another one.
So with the help of others that were looking out for us before we even knew that it was going to be a thing to bring in new family members, we actually are moving in the right direction. I think we have a lot of good things coming in the next few months, the next couple of years, that are really going to bring out what we want to do, which is agility, scent work, detection, bite work, protection. And although it was a setback for us, that we are finally excelling and doing better, and there will be something better to come. You just have to wait for it.
So we're going to close this video. I know it seems kind of long by YouTube standards, obviously, but we're going to close it with a tribute to Omen, and you can watch some of her highlights in the picture slideshow, and we'll end this. But as always, like and subscribe. Leave your comments below. We'd love to hear from you.